Welcome back. In this video, we're going to look at Booleans, and Booleans are a data type that represents Boolean objects that can only have two values, right? It can only be true or it can be false. There's nothing in between. And there is another third value that a Boolean could have, which is null, which basically just means the Boolean is empty. So then it doesn't really have a value if it's empty. But you could consider this a third state, so to speak. And if you want to have the nullable counterpart, you can assign null to it. Otherwise, it has to be true or false. By default, it will then be false. Okay, so we can just check this out and see. There is also the built-in logic operations inside of Boolean. So there is this disjunction, which is the logical or. Then there's the conjunction, which is the logical and there is the negation, which is the logical not. So I believe in 8th grade or so in math, you're learning about logics and about the Boolean operations to a degree in math class. At least I would expect that. And then we can just test it out, right? So you can see here, we have my true Boolean, we have my false Boolean, and then we have the null Boolean, but we are not going to use that at all. And then you can see here, it prints out my true or my false, and then let's see what it prints out. So let's actually just copy this code and open it up inside of Android Studio. Okay, so here I'm going to get rid of this null because I believe it's a little too complex. So what are we doing here? We are creating a variable called myTrue, which is just a Boolean type variable that has true assigned to it. So you just write it out as true, and you can see it's orange here, which just means that this is a keyword that is specific in Kotlin, like a keyword that is relevant in Kotlin, that is not just a name or something like that. So you see myTrue is in white and calling functions and stuff is in white, but the main function, for example, is in blue because it's a very special function. The fun keyword is a very special keyword. So writing fun is very special in that regard. Same as with val and var. And then there's this true, and then there is this false, which are also very special words inside of Kotlin. All right, so if we print my true or, these are the or gates, like comparing. So the two pipes next to each other is how you do or, my false. So this here will be true, and I will show you something called comments here straight away. So inline comments is something you can create with double slashes. So everything that goes past double slashes in the same line is considered commented out and is also considered not being part of the code from the compiler side of things. So basically our Android Studio ignores whatever comes after the double slashes in the same line, because we're just saying, hey, please disregard this. This is just for me as a developer to understand my code a little better, or if somebody else works with it, understands it better. Okay, so here I'm going to say, this will, for example, be true. Why? Well, because we say if either of the two is true, then the result will also be true. So if true or false, one of those two is true, then for sure, please print true. All right. And this one here, my true and false. So if both of them are true, print out true. Otherwise, print out false. So is my true and my false, are both of them true? No, they aren't. So this will print out false. Okay, and this here, this exclamation mark basically negates whatever comes after it. So my true is true, so the negation of it will turn it into being false. So now let's run this and just see if what I'm saying is correct. And we can see the first thing is true, the second thing is false, and the third line is false as well. So that's the basic logic behind Booleans, and this is going to be really important, especially for our rock, paper, scissors application that we're going to build. So really make sure that you understand this, and we will have a little bit of exercises or a few exercises for you after that as well. I really recommend that you do them very consciously. So see you in the next video.